Okay, so this isn't a review, but we have to call a spade a spade. Blood Origin had terrible timing. As we all know, Henry Cavill left The Witcher and is supposed to be replaced with Liam Hemsworth of all people. But it's not just him leaving that's hurting Blood Origin, it's the comments made from both Henry and one of the former writers, Beau DeMayo, that are hurting the short series as well. The thing that really helped Henry gain a following for The Witcher show were comments like this.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Now, when a guy like that leaves and he was one of your driving forces for bringing in fans, that's... You know the saying, all publicity is good publicity? Well, in this case, that's not really true. In fact, in this case, that was more bad publicity. Now, add in one of the most talked about non-character interviews from former writer Beau DeMayo, who said this. I've been on shows, namely Witcher, where some of the writers were not or actively disliked the books and games, even actively mocking the source material. It's a recipe for disaster and bad morale. Fandom as a litmus test checks egos and makes all the long nights worth it. You have to respect the work before you're allowed to add to its legacy. This is a major red flag for a lot of people and hurt the overall marketing of Blood Origin right as it was supposed to come out. Why? Because when the claim that the writers don't like the source material gets out and then a project that's not based on any of the source material comes out immediately after those comments go viral, it's not the best overall look. It looks like a money grab, or as some have said around the internet, an agenda push. Regardless, it sucks because there's some great talent in the show, but when the original show is coming off just an okay season and still has a lot to prove in many people's eyes, trying to release something else doesn't exactly help. Interestingly enough, this is very similar to claims of what Rings of Power went through, which does beg the question, is it risky to do a non-source material adaptation or spin-off? After all, even House of the Dragon isn't some random spin-off, it's based off the book Fire and Blood. Or perhaps goodwill is the most important thing here. Time will tell, but Netflix might have a major problem on their hands, and what stinks about it is that it didn't have to be that way.